Well, last time I saw you was over in China. It was a crazy experience, and you had a crazy fight, man. I know it didn't go your way, but it was fun to watch. That's for sure. What did you take from that, man? Disappointment, or proud of yourself the way you finished it? What lesson did you take out of there?
Well, I mean, it was to be honest, I couldn't tell you if I felt either way. You know, like I don't really remember too much of the fight, as you can see. But other than that, I was disappointed. Of course, I'm always disappointed at first when I lose because I want to win. And then after watching the fight, you know, after everything recovered and everything calmed down a little bit, I was a little bit less disappointed. I saw that the fight was a lot more closer than it was, even after the first round, the way it went. But I was completely, I saw how gone I was, and like it was kind of amazing for me to see. Like, I didn't think that I would just come back and finish the fight the way that I did, and keep fighting out of it, and almost bringing it back towards the third round. I'm like, it was a bit inspirational. Like I saw that. One thing that I took away from it is that I know that when I'm out there, I want to fight. There is no, I guess, quit in me, if you can say that.
Yeah. So I mean, really, like you were fighting those later rounds basically on cruise control. Like you have no really recollection of it.
The third round, I can recollect a little bit of it. I know I was pushing the pace a little bit more in the third round. But definitely after that, the second round, there's glimpses of it. You know, I kind of remember like I was like either pacing myself. I know he was like trying to like run at me. I remember he was trying to throw a flying knee at me, and I dodged it. But other than that, yeah, it was kind of foggy. You know, I know that I was carried to my corner. Like I wasn't even on my legs. I remember that. Like I was trying to stand up and it was impossible. So they carried me to the corner. The referee wanted to stop the fight. I remember looking at the ref. He started asking me what my name was, where I'm at, and I answered the questions correctly just so I can stay in the fight.
It was definitely a character builder.
Yeah, and so yeah, it was like one of probably the first time that ever happened to me. So
very cool.
I mean, after 10 years of professional fighting, hopefully it doesn't happen again. But I mean, like, I think I had a good run without getting my screws knocked loose for once at least.
No doubt. Well, you finished strong, no question about it. But listen, I know your life is about way more than MMA, man. This is a little sliver of it. So I always like to check in with you. What's been going on in the months since, man? What's the hobby? What's the interest? What's the education? What's it been for you?
Well, before the China fight, I did put a down payment on the house, so I'm in the midst of remodeling it from the floor up. I tore out everything, the insulation from the floors, re-put the insulation in, putting back the floors in. I got wood floors in the bedrooms, tiles in the bathrooms, in the kitchen, doing a garden. My garden's, I would say, like 2-3 months in, so I've been harvesting from it and eating a lot from it as well. So it's just been fun, you know, just building a house, basically.
How much that's what I wonder about, because I know you have so many interests outside of the sport, right? So where does training fit in there, man? I mean, like, going to the gym every day, being a high-level mixed martial artist, like, is it fun to you? Like, do you enjoy that, or is it more like a chore, a job? Is it difficult because you have so many outside interests?
Oh no, martial arts to me, it's I don't look at it as a job. I don't look at it as excuse me. I don't look at it as if I'm a extreme sportesian of a person or anything like that. It's life for me, you know. I'm washing dishes while putting my leg up on the counter and stretching and stuff. You know, martial arts is lifestyle, so I'm training all the time. Even when I'm at home and I was remodeling, I had to prepare the garden. I was digging down a dug-in chill area, gazebo type of thing. So I was doing it like in sets. Like I would like throw like 6 pickaxes into the ground, 6 shovels, wheelbarrow all the way to the compost pot. You know, like I was. So I turned it all into training. So other than that, I don't know. To me, I try to integrate it into my lifestyle. Whatever kind of work I'm doing, my lifestyle is martial arts, so I try to, everything that I do is related to martial arts and vice versa. So no, it's not a chore to me. I just love doing it.
What do you think about the sport itself? I mean, obviously the sport is based in martial arts, but now it's become so much like entertainment, right? It's trash talk, it's bravado, it's, you know, it's the Conor McGregor model, I guess. Not to take away from him as a fighter, but obviously he's a showman as well. So what do you think? I mean, having a root in like true martial arts, are you a fan of kind of where the sport is going, or do you feel like it's getting away from its roots a little bit?
Well, it's to be honest, it's a blood sport. It's gladiatorial, you know, and the gladiatorial sports were for the mob. You know, it's made for the mob. So, but to me, it's not necessarily. It doesn't fit into a martial arts lifestyle. So that aspect of the sport, that becomes a job, you know, coming into doing all the stuff, you know, that fits within all that, within that realm. But other than that, I love martial arts. You know, I think the only time you can be free, especially in the sport, is when you're actually in the cage and you're fighting, because then there's really little they can do at that moment.
Yeah.
But other than that, now I don't even watch it, to be honest. I don't watch it. I don't keep up with it. I don't know who the fighters are. I know some of them just because, you know, you read up. I mean, I'm around it so much that I have to know some of them. I didn't know who was it? Lobov was until the fight happened. So, and it's not taking away anything from them. They're great fighters. All my opponents are. It's just I really just don't keep up with it. I don't keep up with baseball, basketball, any type of gladiatorial arena sports that have to feed to the mob, because a lot of it's disrespectful to the actual art of it, because that's what it is. It's an art. People don't give it respect. People don't give it what it deserves. They go out there and they start ridiculing other people, picking sides. And even in football or in baseball or basketball, like, how do you pick sides? These guys are all elite athletes. They're doing this for entertainment. Where's the level of respect for all players on the same ground? These guys are doing some of the things that, they're doing things that normal people could not do, could not even fathom of doing, could not do that, wake up every day and train every day and push their bodies to the limit every day, trying to get better. Whether they're not as good as the best or not, these guys are at the highest level and the highest echelon of what they do. So how do you disrespect any of that, you know? So that kind of always puts a bad taste in my mouth.
So what are your goals in the sport? I mean, knowing that you don't really follow the sport as much and you don't know the names and you're more interested in the martial arts side than kind of, I guess, the business side, so to speak. I mean, what do you hope to accomplish out of this? Is it just providing you, financial opportunities for your life? Is it bettering? I mean, what are your goals?
Well, it does provide lots of financial opportunities for my life. My goals is, in all honesty, it's like the same goal in life, in anything that I do. I want to better myself as a person 100% and wholeheartedly. Every day I can get 1% better. Every day is a new day. Every day you can tackle once again and become something a little bit different. You can always change yourself and just get a little bit better as a person in general. And martial arts, as you see in all the martial arts movies, or if you hear all the tales of martial arts masters, it's a path of self-discovery. Any art form is a path of self-discovery. So really, I'm fighting against myself to find myself. All my opponents are just reflections. So this whole thing is about, how would you say, facing and destroying the illusion of what you think you are.
So how do you get yourself ready for a fight, man? You get a name, Artem Lobov, right? And you're saying, I don't even know who the guy is. What's your process? I mean, do you go watch tape? Do you try to find out who he is? Do you even care? How does that work?
Well, definitely. I definitely care. I definitely care about my performances. I want to perform to the best of my abilities. So my coaches are a great help. Especially the coach I'm working with now, Eddie Cha, he's a great help. They go out and watch film, they bring me in, they tell me what I need to do and how we can formulate my style to best fit his style so that we can walk away with the victory. So I have to attribute a lot of that to my coaches and the people that surround me, my teammates that help me at the MMA lab, that help me get ready for those fights. But for me, it's funny, I feel like I learn more sometimes from interviews of my opponents than I do from actually watching their tape, but I do watch their tape as well.
So what have you learned in interviews? Have you been watching interviews of Artem Lobov?
Yeah, he thinks I'm weak and that I won't be able to take him down. So but he is worried about, I guess my funky style, my kicks and stuff. So there is a little bit of a mixed reviews coming from him. So I know that, in all honesty, I feel like there's a little bit of false bravado. But other than that, that's with any fighter that wants to make things seriously, that wants to make things confrontational. It's a mask that we all hide behind. And you see it from a lot of people that try to make their fights confrontational. They need to feel a certain way in order to get into a certain mood to fight a certain way.
That's an interesting point. What's your mood when you go in there? Or do you need to feel any animosity? Do you need to feel any frustration? What's your emotion when you're stepping in?
A lot of anxiety and just bottled up excitement. I'm ready to shine in that aspect, I guess. I'm not. Of course, there are bits of worry, there are bits of fear, of course, but not about getting hurt or anything. It's about not performing well. So, but it all eliminates itself once I'm in camp and once I'm sure what I'm doing and all my skill set starts to fall into place. But other than that, what I feel is ultimately when I'm in there, I try to reach a state of complete calmness where I can perform at a level without having my emotions take the best of me, but using my emotions to pinpoint and execute my game plan.
No doubt. Well, listen, I think a lot of people are looking forward to this fight. We watch the sport a little bit more than you do, and I think the matchup, it should be fun. So what do you think? I mean, are you thinking this is going to go in there, it's going to be a fun battle, it's going to be one of those back and forth type fights? Do you feel like you can go in there and dominate? How do you think this thing goes down?
Well, especially from watching the tape and watching the way he fights, he wants to definitely be in there and, how would you say, make it a close bare knuckle brawl in that sense. And as of late, I've been trying to work on my best tools, which is my range and my kicks, my agility and movement. So, and it's been working very well so far throughout the whole camp. So I figured with his reach and his stature and his fighting style, I think it'll be very difficult to close that distance with me.